Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, Just By on a Very Ordinary Day and quote. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. I woke up before the sun did. He always did. Not because he had somewhere important to go, or because something exciting was waiting for him. He woke up simply because the day had begun, and that felt like a good enough reason. He stretched his small body on the cool floor, paws sliding forward, tail lifting slightly, then settling back down with a soft thump. The house was quiet. Too quiet, in Bai's opinion. Quiet meant everyone was still asleep, and sleep meant he had to wait. So Bai waited. He sat near the bedroom door, not scratching it, not whining, not making any sound at all. He had learned over time that mornings didn't need to be rushed. The door would open when it was ready. You would wake up when your body decided it had rested enough. Until then, I would sit and listen to the house breathe. The faint hum of the fan, the distant sound of a motorbike passing outside, the soft rhythm of your breathing on the other side of the door. When you finally opened it, rubbing your eyes and mumbling something about being tired, I didn't jump. He didn't bark. He simply looked up at you, eyes bright, tail wagging slowly, as if to say, "There you are. I've been here the whole time." You knelt down to touch his head, and Bai leaned into your hand with the full trust of a creature who believed mornings were kinder when shared. Breakfast followed. Not a feast, not a special meal. Just the same bowl, the same food, placed in the same corner. Bai ate with quiet focus, pausing once to look up at you, just to make sure you were still there. You were, scrolling through your phone, already thinking about the day ahead. To Bai, the day had already started perfectly. After breakfast, you moved around the house, preparing for work or errands. Bai followed you. Not closely, not desperately, just enough to stay connected. If you went to the kitchen, he lay near the doorway. If you sat on the couch, he chose a spot nearby, close enough to feel your presence, far enough not to be in the way. Bai didn't need attention every second. He just needed togetherness. Outside, the day slowly woke up. Sunlight spilled through the window. The world moved on. And inside, Bai lived another perfectly ordinary morning, full of small moments that mattered more to him than anything grand or extraordinary. The afternoon was warm and quiet. Bai lay on the floor, his belly pressed against the cool tiles, eyes half closed but never fully asleep. He had mastered the art of resting while staying aware. Every sound still reached him. Every movement still mattered. When you left the house, Bai didn't panic. He walked to the door, sat down, and watched you put on your shoes. He tilted his head slightly as you said, "I'll be back soon." He didn't know what soon meant, but he trusted it. The door closed. The house fell into silence again. I stood there for a moment longer, just in case the door might open right away. When it didn't, he turned and returned to his favorite spot near the window. From there, he could watch light shift across the floor, shadows stretch and shrink, and dust float slowly through the air. Time passed differently for Bai. He wasn't counting minutes. He wasn't thinking about deadlines or messages or unfinished tasks. He was simply existing, breathing, waiting, being. A neighbor's cat walked by outside. Bai noticed, but didn't bark. He had learned that not everything needed a reaction. Sometimes watching was enough. Later, a sound at the door. Bai's ears lifted. His body rose before his mind fully caught up. But it wasn't you, just a delivery person passing by. Bai sat back down, slightly disappointed, but patient. He had learned patience from loving someone who came and went every day. When you finally returned, hours later, Bai was at the door before the key finished turning. His tail wagged faster now, his entire body leaning forward, excitement spilling out of him like a quiet celebration. You looked tired. Your shoulders were heavy. Your voice was softer than usual. Bai noticed. He followed you into the house and stayed close as you dropped your bag, kicked off your shoes, and sat down with a sigh. Without being called, Bai lay down beside you, his body warm and steady against your leg. He didn't try to fix anything. He didn't ask questions. He didn't need explanations. He just stayed. The afternoon faded into evening. Light turned golden, then pale, then disappeared altogether. And Bai remained there, as present as ever, in a day where nothing remarkable happened, except the quiet reassurance that neither of you was alone. Dinner was simple. So was the walk outside. Bai walked beside you on a loose leash, stopping occasionally to sniff something fascinating that you couldn't see or understand. You let him take his time. The world moved fast enough without rushing a dog through his small joys. Back home, the house filled with soft lights and familiar sounds. You sat on the couch. Bai climbed up beside you, resting his head on your leg, his breathing slow and even. You thought about your day, the stress, the conversations, the things that didn't go as planned. Bai thought about nothing at all, and somehow, that helped. Before sleep, you reached down to scratch behind his ears. Bai closed his eyes, trusting completely. To him, love wasn't loud or dramatic. It was consistent. It was being there, every day, without needing a reason. As the night settled in, Bai curled up in his usual spot. One last look in your direction, just to make sure everything was okay. This had been a very ordinary day. And to Bai, it had been enough. Bai's very ordinary day reminds us of something we often forget in modern life. Meaning does not always come from big achievements or dramatic moments. Sometimes, it lives quietly in consistency, presence, and care. In today's fast-paced world, humans are often distracted by work, screens, expectations, and worries about the future. Animals like Bai live differently. They teach us how to stay grounded in the present, how to find comfort in routine, and how to express love without conditions. Bai does not care about success or failure. He cares about connection, safety, and shared time. The relationship between humans and animals is not about ownership, but companionship. When we choose to care for an animal, we take on the responsibility to respect their emotional world, just as they respect ours in their own simple way. Bai listens without judgment, waits without complaint, and stays without asking for anything in return. From Bai, we can learn to slow down, to notice small moments, and to be kinder, not only to animals, but to ourselves and the people around us. A good life does not need to be extraordinary. Sometimes, being present in an ordinary day is the most meaningful thing of all.